What's going on, guys? Killer6, and today we got patch notes for December 12th, 2019, and this is a big one, and I know I say that on like every hotfix and every patch, but it's true almost every time too. So today we will release an update for Borderlands 3 by or before 3 p.m. Again, by or before 3 p.m. Pacific time that addresses reported issues with Guardian rank and fast traveling to Sanctuary 3, adds vending machines to Scalwell 27, and includes some support for the first DLC Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot, which will be live next Thursday. That's 1 week from today, December 19th. With this patch also comes a new hotfix menu. You'll know that hotfixers are applied when you see the menu get a little more festive. Below are the notes for today's patch. Alright, now, before we dive too deep into this, I want to say something real quick. There's going to be one thing, exactly one thing in this list of things that I think people will be like, oh, nerfing fun, blah, blah, blah. I want you to just keep an eye on the gameplay that's going on in the background, and then we'll talk more about that in a second. Alright, so notes for patch number 5, and I'm only going to cover what I consider the highlights. This is going to be the Cliff Notes version. If you want to read the entire thing for yourself, the link for it will be down in the description below. So you can go over there and read everything for yourself if you want. I'm just covering the high points. Starting off first, adding support for Borderlands 3 DLC Moxie Heist of the Handsome Jackpot live on December 19th. Stability, there are a lot of stability fixes, and I'm not going to cover any of those. I just know that they're all positive things, so if you want to read those for yourself, go ahead and do that. Let's jump forward to the UI. They did improved inventory menu performance, which is huge. That was like one of the main problems that I've been having lately is I will like go to swap out a grenade or a shield or something, and then the picture will be a picture of one of my guns. And I'm like, that's not my shield. So it's good to see that they're working on that. Improved performance when open Guardian rank menu. I never saw any kind of performance issues when I opened the Guardian rank menu, so I don't know what that's in reference to, but cool. For PC only, they added support to immediately swap between glyph types when using auto detect. I don't know what that is. If anybody knows what glyph types and auto detect are, let me know down in the comment section below, because I don't have a clue what that even means. Now this is a really cool one. Added numbered icons to the Mayhem mode icon on the HUD. So you guys know this little thing down in the bottom middle, underneath of my level, my XP bar and my Guardian rank bar. Then it shows you a picture that you can use to tell what Mayhem mode you're on. But even with that, people that would be watching the streams or the videos on like mobile devices wouldn't be able to tell what Mayhem mode it is. So this is a cool little feature. It's going to actually add the Mayhem number to that icon on the HUD. So very nice improvement in my opinion. Addressed an issue where Mayhem mode icons on the HUD would sometimes become inconsistent when adjusting difficulty. I saw this on my friend Dammit to Hell stream the other day. He was doing, I think, Mayhem 3, and all of a sudden it just no longer showed his Mayhem level on there for whatever reason. So it's good to see that they fixed that too. Addressed an issue where thumbnails and locked state could sometimes become incorrect when viewed in the inventory menu. Again, more inventory fixes so you're not seeing the wrong image on your things. And then same thing with this next note, addressed an issue where vending machine thumbnails would sometimes be incorrect. So again, fixing that. Then there's a couple of console fixes as well. I know that all you console users have been asking for these things. Addressed an issue where item cards would sometimes appear cut off when viewing items in a chest in split screen, and addressed an issue where small item cards would sometimes be displayed on the wrong person's screen in split screen. So it's good to see that they're actually taking care of the split screen people out there too. All right, now in terms of the missions, there was a few mission progression blocker issues that they covered in this, and I'm only gonna really touch on 2 of these because these are the 2 most important for me. Or I mean, they're all important, but these are like 2 that I experienced. Addressed a perceived progression blocker that sometimes occurred if the player jumped before Chad did in the mission Swamp Bro. As you guys know, that's one of my favorite side missions. I love Chad, and this literally just happened to me on my live stream recently. If you want to come over and watch the live stream sometime, you really should. It's twitch.tv/killer6, same as what you see here on the YouTube channel. So I jumped off before Chad did, and then I went into photo mode, and Chad got stuck in the air, and I had to save and quit to reload the area, but that fixed it. But it's good to see that, this should just fix it anyhow. Then the other one, which is one that I've seen a lot of people have trouble with, is the mission In the Shadow of Starlight. There was times where Typhon would just not progress, so it's good that they fixed that one too. Alright, now on to the gameplay issues. They updated weapons wielded by COV badass enemies to use bullet-based variations to cut down on FX spam. Thank you, Jesus. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but the sheer number of badasses that were running around with rocket launchers was too damn high. So I'm glad to see that they fixed that. That's a really, really, really good fix. Fixed an issue where Guardian rank perks would sometimes be disabled for users that had already unlocked them. That's the big one right there. That's the one that everybody's been really, really upset about, is the Guardian rank. Now, Guardian rank is a lot like Badass rank from Borderlands 2, and that it's completely and totally not necessary for playing the game. However, it does make things easier. So I can see why people were upset about that. I'm glad that they got to fix it. I know a lot of people were like, fix it immediately. These things take time, man. Like, you gotta let them work their code magic and make sure that everything works properly, because sometimes you fix one thing, you break 12 others. So I'm glad that they took a couple weeks and got it right. All right, next, addressed a reported concern where enemies would sometimes deal excessive damage to vehicles in True Vulner mode. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for fixing that. Like, literally every time I do the quest, what is it, in the Meridian or whatever it's called, the one where you have Maya riding on the back of the car, I forget the name of that. Every time I do that, the amount of damage that the vehicle takes and then I have to go find another vehicle is just insane. So I'm glad that they fixed that. Up next, we got 3 big fixes for Zane. Addressed a reported concern that Zane's quick breather skill was sometimes not functioning. Addressed a reported concern that Zane's Schadenfreude would sometimes not award the player shield restoration. And addressed a reported concern that Zane's Praying Mantis skill would sometimes not award the proper size clip on the first clip of the weapon that the Digiclone spawned with. So good job fixing the Praying Mantis skill. Alright, so that was 3 Zane skills that got fixed, so thank you for that. There are still probably a few more things that Zane needs, but that's a good start. Addressed a reported concern that Moses' Stainless Steel Bear skill would sometimes not award the damage bonus to Iron Bear. Addressed another reported concern that Mose would occasionally be ejected from Iron Bear immediately after entering it, which I've heard people talk about having that issue. Luckily, I never had that issue when I did my Mose playthrough, but that was before they buffed the Iron Bear, so I was very rarely in the Iron Bear at all. Now, here's where some people might get hung up and start crying about nerfs, but I want you to hear me out. They addressed a reported concern that Amara's indiscriminate skill could sometimes create lots of ricochet bullets when firing the legendary Malawan shotgun Recursion. What you're seeing on screen right now, this is Mayhem 4 gameplay. Have you noticed how easily I'm just murdering everything? That's the Recursion and the ricochet bullets being absolutely broke as hell. So that's what they're fixing, because it's broken. It needs fixed, otherwise there's literally no challenge. Additionally, they addressed a reported concern where invulnerable shields would sometimes fail to block rounds fired from the legendary Malawan shotgun Recursion, and this is for all the people who were insta-killing Wotan the Invincible on Mayhem 4 with Amara in a Recursion. It's broken. I'm glad that they're fixing it. Amara is going to be just fine. Trust me, she is still probably the most powerful Vault Hunter. She still has her super lightning speed. So she still does amazing damage. You're not just gonna one-click Wotan the Invincible though. You're not gonna be able to go into Slaughter Shaft and literally just look at one enemy and murder everything on the screen. So I'm glad that they're fixing that. That said, I had a lot of fun doing it. I admit I did it a little bit and it was fun, but I could see how you would get real bored real damn fast of that. I said the same thing about the Bee in the conference call back in Borderlands 2. I had a lot of fun using it, but if I used it for, 7 years, it wouldn't have happened. I would have stopped playing the game after maybe 2 months, you know what I mean? When you're that overpowered, the game loses the fun appeal and the challenge and all that stuff. So I'm glad that they're fixing these things. You can call it a nerf if you want. It's literally one gun. And that's the only thing that anybody ever used the Recursion for anyhow, so I don't think it's an issue. Alright, general fixes. Here's a really big one that they didn't even say up in the title of this, and that like blows my mind that this wasn't like one of the headers, but maybe it's just more important to me because I play this game so much. They are adding the ability to skip the intro when you make a new character. That's right. You no longer have to sit through the 10-minute or however long it is. It feels like 10 hours. Intro, which granted, I love the intro, but I don't want to see it every time I make a new Vault Hunter. So you can now skip that, and I presume that that means that you'll be able to skip intros for everything henceforth, including possibly even the DLC. So make sure you don't skip that the first time. The first time you go into the DLC, if they do have a cutscene or whatever, don't skip it on there. Hopefully this leads to more cutscene skips and things like that. I know that that's something that they're working on. They're trying to, you know, make sure that they get it right, because this game renders those cutscenes in real time. That's why you're able to see like Flax pets walking around in the background and stuff sometimes. So yeah. Alright, now they also fixed an issue where the player could sometimes remain invisible after respawning. I've seen that happen before. They fixed an issue where clients would sometimes not see Sanctuary 3 fast travel stations until they were already in the map. They fixed an issue where the D-pad would sometimes not change selections in the Sanctuary 3 fast travel list, so good to see that. Fixed an issue where the badass event icon could sometimes show up when the event had deactivated when using the EchoCast Twitch extension. Again, I stream Borderlands, like all the Borderlands games, every single weekday over on twitch.tv, and one of the cool features that they've added in Borderlands 3 is the ability that when a badass shows up, it doesn't happen every time, it's kind of a random thing. Hammerlock will pop up on the screen. He'll say, "Oh, it's a viewer badass event," and then what will happen is the people in the chat can choose to enter the event, and then it'll pick one of those people at random to be the badass that gets named on my screen. So for example, if your name on Twitch is Jack Black 69, then all of a sudden Jack Black 69 will be the name above the enemy. You guys have probably seen this if you watch my playthrough videos. And then I have to fight that badass and kill them. Now there's bragging rights on the line here, because if I die to chat, that's just embarrassing for me, right? If chat gets the kill on me, then, you know, everybody rejoices and they're like, ah, we killed the streamer. And what's really cool is chat can actually vote on actions that badass can do, meaning that they can say whether he gets double damage, or he levels up, or he gets health regeneration. There's a lot of different things that they can choose from, and sometimes it makes for some really cool fights. If you guys, again, watch the playthrough videos if you haven't already. A lot of fun's been had in there. So that's the short version of the patch notes, highlighting the main fixes is what I was trying to do there. There's a lot more that I didn't cover, and you can read the whole thing in its entirety at the link in the description of this video. If you want more videos like this where I cover hot fixes and patches, then please take a second to hit that like button, hit subscribe, tap the bell icon to be notified when I post a video, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.